Hello dear student, welcome to my channel Infinite Pharma. So in this video lecture we will discuss the next point in the unit first from Physical Pharmaceutics second. So there is a classification of colloid that is based upon the their nature of interaction and also in previous lectures we have discussed about the classification of colloids that is based upon their particle size and the classification of colloids that is based upon their physical state of matter. Okay, this classification is the most important for 5 mark in the semester exam. So study this classification well and prepare all the notes regarding the classification of colloids. So this is the very important topic from this unit and it can be fixed for 5 mark. Note that it is fixed for 5 mark, that is lyophilic, lyophobic and association of the colloids. So in this series it is the third lecture from the unit first. So let's start the classification of the colloids. So in that the classification of the colloids and the comparative account of their general properties. So mainly there are three types of the classification of colloids. That is first one, that is based upon the physical state of matter, then based upon the particle size, and third one that is the classification which is based upon the nature of interaction. तो ऑलरेडी जो हमने फर्स्ट टू क्लासिफिकेशन जो है दैट इज बेस्ड अपॉन द पार्टिकल साइज एंड सेकंड वन इट इज बेस्ड अपॉन द फिजिकल स्टेट ऑफ मैटर we have already discussed in the previous lectures. So once go through these videos so you can understand the that is particle size and the physical state of matter. So in this physical state this classified on the basis of their solid, liquid and gas. So let's go through this chart so you can understand this all the classifications. So in this video lecture we will discuss the classification which is based upon the nature of interaction. So when we talk about the nature of interaction between the disperse phase and dispersion medium. So what is disperse phase? Disperse phase, it is the solute particles. Disperse phase, it is the solute particles. And what is dispersion medium? Dispersion medium, it is the solvent. It is the solvent. So based upon the nature of interaction between this disperse phase and this dispersion medium, that is the interaction between the solute plus solvent, interaction between the solute plus solvent is there. So based upon this interaction there are three types of colloids can be classified in this colloidal dispersion. First one, it is the lyophilic colloid, second one it is the lyophobic colloids, and third one it is the association of the colloids. Mainly first of all we will discuss the basic point in this lecture and then we move forward to the their content in detail so you can write the answers in the semester exams. Okay, mainly understand first one, it is the lyophilic colloids, lyophobic colloids and association of the colloids, association. Okay, so in this you can split this word that is lyophilic into the two parts, that is lyo and philic. So what is meant by lyo? Lyo, it is the solvent. तो ये क्या है? सॉल्वेंट है. एंड व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ फिलिंग? फिलिंग क्या है? इट इज द लविंग इन नेचर. इट इज द लविंग इन नेचर. Similarly, split the word that is lyophobic. So what is the meaning of phobic? Phobic means hating. Phobic means hating, that is solvent hating. Lyo means solvent, phobic means hating, philic means loving in nature. Understand this concept. Okay, इसमें क्या मीन आपको अंडरस्टैंड करना है. ये जो फिलिक नेचर, हम जब भी ये वर्ड आएगा फिलिक मीन्स क्या? इट इज द लविंग इन नेचर, इट इज द लविंग इन नेचर. एंड फोबिक मीन्स इट इज द हेटिंग इन नेचर. फोबिक मीन्स इट इज द हेटिंग इन नेचर. सो मेनली जब हम स्टडी करते हैं आपने पहले भी इससे हाइड्रोफिलिक स्टडी के, हाइड्रोफिलिक इन नेचर. ओके, हाइड्रोफिलिक, हाइड्रोफोबिक, ये डेफिनेशंस आपने ऑलरेडी स्टडी किए हैं. सो mainly understand this thing so you can easily cover up this topic. Okay, hydrophilic, hydrophobic, similarly that is lipophilic and lipophobic. that is लिपोफोबिक. So based upon this splitting you can define this word. So इसमें क्या है, हम इसको हाइड्रोफिलिक को क्या कह सकते हैं. हाइड्रो मीन्स हमें मालूम है, हाइड्रो मीन्स इट इज द वाटर, एंड फिलिक हमने अभी स्टडी किया व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ फिलिंग. फिलिक इज द लिविंग इन नेचर. Second, it is the hydrophobic. Hydro means water, phobic means heating. That is hydrophobic, that is water heating, right? So next word है that is lipophilic. Lipo, all of you know that lipo means क्या होते हैं, that is the oil in nature. Philic already हमने study किए हैं, क्या है, it is the loving in nature. It is the loving in nature. Similarly lipophobic, that is oil heating, oil loving. So इसमें 4 words हमको स्टडी करने के लिए मिले हैं. कौन कौन से? लिपोफिलिक, लिपोफोबिक, हाइड्रोफिलिक, हाइड्रोफोबिक. Okay, and split these words and you can easily define these words. So then we will move forward to the lyophilic colloids. What is lyophilic colloids? हमने अभी स्टडी किया, lyo means solvent and philic means loving. So lyophilic means that is the solvent loving. It is the solvent loving and having the greater affinity to the dispersion medium. So their loving nature is there. Okay, so जब हम एक एग्जाम्पल इसमें कंसिडर करेंगे, क्या ये जो है सॉल्वेंट में हम क्या करेंगे, कोलाइडल पार्टिकल्स ऐड करेंगे. ये जो है क्या है, डिस्पर्स फेज है, हमने डिस्पर्शन मीडियम ने इसे क्या कर दिया, ऐड कर दिया. तो जब हम लायोफिलिक कोलाइड्स की बात करते हैं तब क्या है, दिस कोलाइड पार्टिकल हैविंग द ग्रेटर एफिनिटी फॉर देयर डिस्पर्शन. ये जो डिस्पर्शन मीडियम जो है, डिस्पर्शन मीडियम एंड जो हमने सोल्यूट पार्टिकल्स और कोलाइडल पार्टिकल्स जो इसमें ऐड की है, इन बिटवीन दिस टू फेजेस देयर इज अ ग्रेटर एफिनिटी टू द डिस्पर्शन मीडियम. इसमें एक ही बात आपको याद रखनी है, क्या, देयर इज अ ग्रेटर एफिनिटी बिटवीन द that is disperse phase and dispersion medium. So what is disperse phase? It is a solute particle. What is dispersion medium? It is the solvent molecules. So there is a greater interaction between the disperse phase and dispersion medium. Okay, easy concept is there. Okay, having the greater affinity or a good interaction between the dispersion medium and disperse phase. Okay, so जब हम इसकी स्टेबिलिटी की बात करते हैं, स्टेबिलिटी क्या है, इसका इंट्रैक्शन जो है क्या है, गुड है. सो इट कैन बी थर्मोडायनेमिकली स्टेबल, and their dispersion is reversible. Why it is reversible? Because colloidal particle can be reconstituted after the purification step. So it is the reversible colloids. So mainly इसके जो 2 टाइप्स हम डिवाइड करेंगे, 2 टाइप्स. अब क्या होंगे इसके 2 टाइप्स? लायोफिलिक हमें मालूम है, लायो मीन्स इट इज द सॉल्वेंट, फिलिक मीन्स इट इज द लिविंग इन नेचर. सो सॉल्वेंट में हम 2 पार्ट्स इसमें कंसीडर कर सकते हैं. कौन से 2 पार्ट्स? दैट इज फर्स्ट वन इट इज द हाइड्रो, एंड सेकंड वन इट इज द लिपो. ओके, सेकंड वन इट इज द लिपो. सिमिलरली हम यही पॉइंट लायोफोबिक कोलाइड्स में सिमिलरली कंसीडर करने वाले हैं. सो अंडरस्टैंड दिस, ऑटोमेटिकली यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड लायोफोबिक कोलाइड्स. ओके, सो ये जो हाइड्रोफिलिक है, हाइड्रो मीन्स हमें मालूम है, हाइड्रो क्या है, हाइड्रो इट इज द वाटर. Hydro it is the water and lipo means it is the oil. Okay, hydro that is water loving, lipo that is oil loving. When consider 2 example, इसमें क्या करेंगे हम, 2 example consider करेंगे. Consider this is a beaker, इसमें हमने क्या किया, water as a solvent इसमें ले लिया, water, and consider another beaker, इसमें हमने oil ले लिया, that is benzene, like that is non aqueous solution हमने इसमें ले लिया, that is lipo. So फर्स्ट जो एग्जांपल हम कंसीडर करेंगे वो किसका होगा, हाइड्रोफिलिक, एंड सेकंड एग्जांपल किसका होगा, दैट इज लिपोफिलिक. इसका दैट इज लिपोफिलिक. सो जब हम एग्जांपल्स इसमें ऐड करेंगे, कौन सा, अकेसिया, जिलेटिन एंड एल्बुमिन इन वाटर. ये इंपॉर्टेंट है, वाटर किसमें हम ऐड करेंगे, वाटर में. सो जब डिस्पर्शन मीडियम और ए सॉल्वेंट, जब वाटर हम कंसीडर करते हैं तो कौन सा सोल्यूशन और कोलाइडल सॉल्यूशन बन जाता है, दैट इज हाइड्रोफिलिक. जब हम ऑयल एज अ डिस्पर्शन मीडियम और नॉन एक्वियस सॉल्यूशन हम डिस्पर्शन मीडियम कंसिडर करते हैं, तो लायोफिलिक कोलाइडल डिस्पर्शन उसमें क्या होता है, फॉर्म होता है. When we add the rubber and polystyrene in non-aqueous medium, it forms the lipophilic colloids. Okay, understand these things. Simple part is there. Mainly understand four terms: lyophilic, lyophobic. So what is philic? Philic, it is the loving in nature. What is phobic? Phobic, it is the hating in nature. Okay, hating. And based upon these terms, we can define another terms. When lyo means what? Solvent. When we consider two solvent, first one it is hydro and second one it is oil. So हमने इसमें टू पार्ट्स ऑलरेडी स्टडी किए, हाइड्रोफिलिक, लिपोफिलिक. हाइड्रोफिलिक having the dispersion medium it is the water, lipophilic having the dispersion medium it is the non aqueous solution, that is oil is there. इसमें 4 पॉइंट ऐड करने हैं, कौन से? having the greater interaction, they are thermodynamically stable, they are reversible and they are tiles. Only consider this point. Very easy topic and most important topic is there. Understand all of you? Okay, next move forward to the next point, that is lyophobic colloids. Similarly हमने अभी क्या बात की जब हम कोलाइडल पार्टिकल्स ऐड करते हैं यानी सॉल्वेंट में, कोलाइडल पार्टिकल्स हम ऐड करते हैं सॉल्वेंट हम कंसिडर करते हैं डिस्पर्शन मीडियम एंड कोलाइडल पार्टिकल्स हम कंसिडर करते हैं दैट इज द डिस्पर्स फेज. हमने अभी देख लिया हैविंग द ग्रेट इंटरेक्शन इट इज नोन एज लायोफिलिक कोलाइड्स. सो इसमें रिवर्स केस होगी कौन सी? having the little interaction between or a very little interaction between the disperse phase and dispersion medium. So reverse case is there and add similar points in that topic. So हमें already मालूम है phobic means it is hating in nature and lyo means it is the solvent. So it is the solvent hating. So there is no good interaction because they hate the solvent. Okay. So there is a very little attraction is there in the dispersion medium and disperse phase. Okay. So there is no good interaction. So they are thermodynamically stable or not? Definitely they are not stable. In that case they are thermodynamically unstable. So they are irreversible. Because we cannot reconstitute it after the purification step. Cannot be reconstituted after the purification step. Okay. And इसमें क्या है, जब विस्कोसिटी जब हम इस लायोफोबिक कोलाइड्स की स्टडी करते हैं तब क्या है, व्हेन वी ऐड द कोलाइडल पार्टिकल्स इन दैट solvent or dispersion medium, it cannot increase with the addition of these colloidal particles. But when we talk about the lyophilic, the viscosity increases with the addition of these colloidal particles. With the addition of these colloidal particles. Example इसमें कौन सा है? That is the metal such as gold, silver in water. Okay. So mainly हमें इसमें 4 points याद रखने हैं. First one, it is the loving or hating in nature. Second, good interaction or a little interaction. Based upon this point, stable or not stable. Okay, stable or not stable. That is reversible or non-reversible. And viscosity. Based upon the viscosity we can add one point. When addition of the colloidal particle, viscosity increases. In case of first lyophilic colloids में क्या होता है, viscosity increase होती है, and in these lyophobic colloids viscosity decreases or not increase with the addition of disperse phase. Disperse phase क्या है? That is the solute particles or a colloidal particles. ये two terms आपको याद रखने हैं ये अंडरस्टैंड करने के लिए. क्या है disperse phase? क्या होता है? It is the solute particles. And what is dispersion medium? It is the solvent. Solute plus solvent, good interaction lyophilic, not good interaction lyophobic. So good interaction thermodynamically stable. Okay, not good interaction they are thermodynamically unstable. Similar point इसमें आपको क्या करने हैं, consider करने हैं. So these are the points in the lyophobic colloids. So next move forward to the association of the colloids. So when we talk about the association of the colloids, all of you know about the surfactants. Okay, first of all हम basics इसका जान लेते हैं surfactants. So all of you know there is a both polar and non-polar groups which are present in that surfactant. Okay, mainly first go to the diagram. You know that जो head part जो होता है colloidal और surfactant particles का head part क्या है, that is hydrophilic in nature, that is water loving. एंड जो टेल पार्ट जो है, टेल पार्ट ये क्या है, नॉन पोलर है, दैट इज हाइड्रोफोबिक, वाटर हीटिंग टेल है. ओके, एंड व्हेन वी illustrate this head, there is a positive and negative charges are there. Positive and negative charges. When there is a positive and negative charges are there, then it is the polar or non-polar groups are there. Okay, polar and non-polar groups are there. So because of the presence of polar and non-polar groups, they are known as amphiphilic colloids. Known as amphiphilic colloids. Amphiphilic colloids. So they are also thermodynamically stable because there is a good interaction. Because there is a good interaction. Then they are also reversible. They are also reversible, and they exist separately at low concentration. They exist separately at low concentration. So all of you know about the CMC. What is CMC? That is the critical micellar concentration. Critical micellar concentration. Okay, in PP first there is a one definition in there, that is CMC. So what is CMC? That is critical micellar concentration, the minimum concentration at which micelle formation takes place. ये जो हमने अभी स्टडी किया, that is head and tail, these are known as micelles. These are known as micelles. So minimum concentration at which the micelles formation takes place is known as critical micellar concentration. And these amphiphiles are also known as surfactants. And similarly with the lyophilic colloids, their viscosity increases with the addition of amphiphiles. Viscosity increases with the addition of amphiphiles. So this is the one example. In that we can see that there is a positive and negative charges are there, and when we talk about these amphiphiles or a surfactant, there is a one head is there and one tail is there. ये जो हेड है क्या है, दैट इज हाइड्रोफिलिक इन नेचर, एंड ये जो टेल है वो क्या है, दैट इज नॉन पोलर हाइड्रोफोबिक कोलाइड्स. सिमिलरली इसको हम और एक नाम दे सकते हैं, कौन सा, हाइड्रोफिलिक. हाइड्रोफिलिक मीन्स वाटर लविंग, और इट इज द lipophobic. It is the lipophobic. Lipophobic means heating. Oil heating means it is automatically the hydrophilic in nature. Similarly इसको हम नाम देंगे क्या, that is hydrophobic. Hydrophobic means water heating, that is lipophilic is there. Lipophilic, don't confuse in this term lipophilic hydrophilic. Mainly understand only phobic, heating. Phobic, it is heating, and what is philic, it is loving in nature. So based upon this term you can understand easily. Okay, so this is about the association of the colloids. Okay, इसमें क्या क्या आपको एक्सप्लेन करना है. So it is known as amphiphilic colloids. Why? There is a presence of both polar and non-polar groups. Polar and non-polar groups. So when there is a presence of both polar and non-polar groups, then this is known as amphiphilic colloids. सिमिलरली जब हम लिपोफिलिक कोलाइड्स में वन पॉइंट उसमें हमने ऐड किया था, कौन सा, दैट इज दे आर थर्मोडायनेमिकली स्टेबल. सिमिलरली एसोसिएशन कोलाइड्स, दे आर थर्मोडायनेमिकली स्टेबल, बट व्हेन वी कंपेयर बोथ lyophilic and association, there is a little difference is there, because lyophilic colloids having the greater stability as compared to the association of the colloids. Okay, एंड इसमें आप एक डेफिनेशन इसमें ऐड कर सकते हैं, कौन सी, दैट इज क्रिटिकल माइसेलर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन. So what is CMC? That is minimum concentration at which micelles formation takes place, and they are also known as surfactant or amphiphiles. Add these diagrams: head, tail, hydrophilic, lipophobic, then non-polar, that is hydrophobic and lipophilic, and consider this one example. So this is mainly about the lyophilic loving. इसमें हमने गुड इंटरेक्शन, थर्मोडायनेमिकल स्टेबल, एंड दे आर रिवर्सिबल एंड टू टाइप्स हमने इसमें देख लिए. सिमिलरली लायोफोबिक, little interaction, thermodynamically unstable, irreversible, and one example. And based upon viscosity, you can also add one point. Okay. Then association, इसमें हमें कौन से पॉइंट याद रखने हैं? एम्पीफिलिक. ओके, पोलर एंड नॉन पोलर ग्रुप्स आर इसमें प्रेजेंट है. Then they are thermodynamically stable, they are reversible. Then what is CMC? हमें इसमें explain करना है. What is CMC? That is critical micellar concentration, minimum concentration at which micelle formation takes place. तो amplifiers also known as surfactant. इसमें आपको ये डायग्राम इसमें निकाल लेना है. कौन सा? टेल एंड हेड. इसको हाइड्रोफिलिक, हाइड्रोफोबिक एंड इसमें add one example. Okay. Very easy point is there and it can be fixed for 5 mark. Okay. Then when you talk about the comparative account of their general properties, ये जो प्रॉपर्टीज फर्स्ट है, देयर इज अ नेचर ऑफ इंटरेक्शन. अभी हमने देख लिया नेचर ऑफ इंटरेक्शन लिटिल है कि गुड है. ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दिस इंटरेक्शन वी कैन डिवाइड द colloids, that is lyophilic colloids, lyophobic colloids और association of the colloids. Then second properties है और characteristic कौन सा है second? That is dispersed phase. क्या है? dispersed phase. dispersed phase हमें मालूम है solute particles. ये आप दिमाग में बैठा लीजिए. that is dispersed phase means solute and dispersion medium is that is solvent. Then third point है that is size. size किसका size? colloidal particle का size. colloidal particle का size. Then fourth है viscosity. So अभी हमने देख लिया one point हम उसमें ऐड कर सकते हैं viscosity. Then fifth reversibility profile. Similarly a reversible है कि irreversible है. On the basis of this we can classify. Then their stability. Already ये point हमने discuss किए. Only we can tabulated in this table. And seven है method of preparation. seventh कौन सा है? That is method of preparation. So one by one we will discuss this point. When we talk about the nature of interaction of lyophilic, all of you know it is a strong affinity, right? Then in the case of lyophobic, having the little affinity, and in association colloids, this depends upon the dispersion medium. dispersion medium क्या है? It is solvent. कौन सा solvent हम इसमें use करते हैं? On the basis of this, their nature of interaction can affect. Okay? इसमें हम डिस्पर्शन मीडियम और सॉल्वेंट कौन सा? ऑयल भी यूज कर सकते हैं, वाटर भी हम इसमें कंसिडर कर सकते हैं. सो बेस्ड अपॉन दिस dispersion medium, their nature of interaction can be affect. Okay. Then disperse phase, solute particles कौन से हम इसमें ऐड कर सकते हैं? मेनली जो लायोफिलिक कोलॉइड्स में solute particles जो रहते हैं कौन से? ऑर्गेनिक मॉलिक्यूल्स इसमें क्या कर सकते हैं? हम ऐड कर सकते हैं. एंड व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट लायोफोबिक, हम इसमें कौन से solute particles ऐड कर सकते हैं? इनऑर्गेनिक मॉलिक्यूल्स. और इसमें एसोसिएशन कोलॉइड्स में कौन सा ऐड कर सकते हैं? एग्रीगेशन ऑफ सरफेक्टेंट्स. Okay. Then size, already हमें मालूम है size small, because why there is a small size? Because there is a good interaction. When you talk about lyophobic, having the large particle size. Similarly association, ये जो association colloids and lyophilic colloids, their properties are same. Okay, their properties are same. Some amount their stability can only affect and their reversibility profile also affect. Okay. Mainly understand these things. When we talk about the viscosity, हमने अभी viscosity के बारे में स्टडी किया. क्या है? When the addition of the, जब हम any solid particles ऐड करते हैं किसमें? dispersion medium में, तब जैसे जैसे हम colloidal particles ऐड करते हैं in lyophilic colloids, their viscosity can be increased. Their viscosity can be increased. Similarly जब हम lyophobic colloids में colloidal particles ऐड करते हैं तब their viscosity decreased or not increased or same as it is in lyophobic colloids. And similarly जब हम association colloids में colloidal particles ऐड करते हैं in the dispersion medium, their viscosity is increased. Then when we talk about reversibility profile, अभी हमने one point theory में पढ़ लिया. When it is reversible in case of lyophilic, irreversible in case of lyophobic, also reversible in case of association of the colloids. And stability, all of you know about stability. Based upon nature of interaction. Nature of interaction जब good होगा और higher nature of interaction, there is a higher stability. Barabar. Then lyophobic, there is a little interaction, means there is a little stability is there. Okay, and some amount में association colloids क्या हो रहते हैं, stable रहते हैं. Then method of preparation. लायोफिलिक कोलाइड के लिए हम सिंपल एंड इजी मेथड्स इसके लिए चूज कर सकते हैं बिकॉज देयर इज गुड इंटरेक्शन. ओके, but in case of lyophobic there is a not good interaction or little interaction is there, so we require the special methods to form the lyophobic colloids. And when we talk about association of the colloids, it depends upon the CMC. It depends upon CMC. What is CMC? That is critical micellar concentration is there. So this is the comparative account of their general properties of colloids. Okay, ये जो डिटेल्स है that is the classification of the colloids. जब एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन आएगा explain the classification of colloids, explain the classification of colloids, आपको 3 parts इसमें क्या है explain करने, based upon the particle size, based upon the physical state of matter and based upon the nature of interaction. Based upon the particle size, इसमें simply आपको 3 definitions लिखने, कौन से, molecular dispersion, colloidal dispersion and coarse dispersion, right? And based upon the physical state of matter, जो हमने चार्ट स्टडी किया था, solid liquid gas and solid liquid gas and their formation of sols, कौन से sols उसमें फॉर्म होते हैं and their example. ये चार्ट आपको सिंपली इसमें ड्रॉ कर देना है in physical state of matter. And based upon the nature of interaction, only explain lyophilic colloids, lyophobic and association of the colloids. Okay, simply you can only write based upon physical state of matter and based upon nature of interaction. Okay, only you can also write these 2 points. Okay, so this is the most important point and study well from semester point of view, that is the classification of colloids. Okay, thank you all of you. Please like, share and subscribe my channel for more upcoming videos from Physical Pharmaceutics second as well as all the government related jobs. Okay, thank you.